printing. Okay, 3D printing is nothing but basically which prototype you are creating in a SolidWorks, Creo, CATIA, and any 3D modeling software. That particular object you need to print. Like we are using 2D printers now. Any image, any PDF file, any document file we are going to print, we use normal printer. That is known as 2D printer basically. That print on the page. But 3D printing is what? Basically what prototype you are creating on any 3D modeling software like SolidWorks, Creo, CATIA, and NX. And you are going to print that particular prototype into some material. Like generally we are using PLA, okay, the plastic material. So for that we are using some 3D printer. Okay, so 3D printers basically cost starts from 25,000 to crores. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'll show you that the Revit host we need to download and install. Google directly Revit host. So from direct Revit site we can download it and we can use it. Okay. So this is the website and you can download it here for Windows. See, 3D printing basically we are going to learn about 3D printing now. So basically we have to use some theoretical portion. Okay, how many types of 3D printing are there? How many types of 3D printers are there? Okay, which type of materials we are using in it? Okay.
Okay.
Now see, it says downloaded. You can also download it and then going to install it. Simple way to install. Okay, no need to anything use in it. See, next steps only. What you are going to install it with Revit host as well as slicer. We are already also going to use it. How many files we can import in it? See, we can import STL file, we can import AST, CMF, OBJ, AMF, G code file, .gco, .g files. We can import in it. Okay, to see the printing how it is going to work with. Clear?
Yeah.
Next and next, is going to save a desktop shortcut. Next, install. Do it also. Go to the direct Google and download the Revit host software and try to install it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Server. Go to next and accept the server also. I'm installing with internet, na? That's why it's asking for that. Otherwise, you are downloading it and you are using without server, without internet, so it didn't get the trial version. Okay.
Installed also have a network.
Sorry.
Installation also have network.
Installation.
Also we have network.
And don't use internet.
Okay.
This is the software basically. So very small software is this, but we need to understand about the settings of this. How to place the particular part, how to, suppose you are printing multiple, so you can use that options. Okay, so we have to use settings in it generally, but before this we have to take an idea about 3D printing. What is that? Okay, so I tell you the software which one you need to install in your system so that we can see all the operation in the 3D printing. Okay, I'm going to close it. Let's start with 3D printing. What is 3D printing? If I'm audible properly, na, so you can write also. See, 3D printing basically known as adaptive printing, or you can say additive manufacturing. What is additive means? We are going to add the material. Okay, that is known as additive manufacturing. We have basically two types of manufacturing. additive or subtractive. In which subtractive, what we have, the CNC operations, VMC machines operations, they are known as subtractive, in which we have a tool, basically a blank part, and we have to cutting on that, and then we get the part we have. Okay, that is known as subtractive. We are going to cut the material, but in the 3D printing, we are going to add that material. It is known as additive manufacturing. Okay, so in nowadays it is known as 3D printing. You see also now 3D, with the help of 3D printing, the houses are created. Okay. If I'm going to explain the 3D printing, the 3D printer could be better explained by keeping it analogous to the ordinary officer printer that prints 3D digital files. Now I show you first some after of the 3D printing. Okay. Now I show you the 3D printers first. So we are going to see in market what kind of 3D printer we have available. Okay. Just you have to type 3D printer. It is available on the Amazon also. If you are taking about student version, see it is 4,10,000, 2,206 rupees. That is a 3D printer. This is makeup replicator. This is also 3D printer, 3,84,000. See, it is available on the 61,000 also. Now, if you want to see the proper images of it, I show you the lowest one. See, this is a normal 3D printer. You can say like a student version, in which we have a bed size 10 by 10 inches and height almost 10 inches. We can print in it. Okay. See, this is used a wired PLA material that is going to be into this machine. Here it is going to be melt and create this type of model. Okay. This is known as 3D printing. Clear?
Yeah.
If I'm talking about, see, this is open 3D printer, in which what happened, see, it is cheap, but the problem in this kind of 3D printing is it is open 3D printer. So sometimes from air volume, it will be distracted. Okay, so sometimes the printing is being defective. So here we have some models like they are free from air volume. Okay, in which the defectiveness is not about air, it is not there. See, it is available on the Amazon also. If I'm talking about the costly 3D printer, the high value we have. So talking about the costly, see, it is available into $1,200 also. $310,000 also we have. Okay, see. So in this 3D printing, we have multiple techniques also. Okay, but if I'm talking about the portion, like nowadays, multiple kits, toys are created from the 3D printing. So the plastic material we are using in it. Okay, we are using for the prototyping. If I'm talking about the 3D printers, the 3D printers are the machines that produce a physical 3D model from digital data by printing and building layer by layer. Okay, it is based on layer method. So see, you can see in the image, first if you created first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer. So like this, it will going to be print. Okay, the physical model of the component designed using a CAD program or scanned using a 3D scanner that can be made to appear in reality using 3D printer. Okay, like if you are going to print it, suppose you are using SolidWorks, okay, and create one model in it, and you are going to print by 3D printer. So what we have the conditions to print it. See, I show you that how many types of extension we can import into 3D, into the Revit host. Okay, so first of all, we have to create one model into a SolidWorks or any other software which you know, and then you have to convert that model into sufficient extension which we are going to import into the repertoire host. Okay, so that is the first step into the 3D printing. We have to create one model. If you don't know any 3D modeling software, but you want to use 3D printing, so you can do one thing. You are going to take your part, which is physical part basically, and go the scanner and scan it properly. 3D scanner. Through 3D scanners, we can scan, and it give you a modeling part that is in system basically, and you can open that part into a software for this 3D printer. Okay. 3D printing basically what? 3D printing very immensely used in additive manufacturing technologies. They prefer to use, and they all share a core aspect in common, that they create a 3-dimensional object in building layer by layer. Okay. It much like printing into 2 dimension to sheet on the paper, but which is added 3D dimension, known as Z-axis basically. So we get a 3D model from 3D printer. Okay. You know, I told you about the additive manufacturing also. If you want to write it, you can also write it. I'll explain again. You want to write?
Yeah, wait. I will take note.
Sorry?
I will take note.
You are going to written?
Yeah, I will take note.
Okay. Now, take it additive manufacturing. The term 3D printing is common term for all actual manufacturing. Okay, known as additive manufacturing. When the 3D printing is not available, we generally use subtractive manufacturing. Subtractive manufacturing is means we are going to remove the material, excess material from the stock to create a something, or you can create a part. Okay, for that we are using CNC machines, cutting, drilling, turning, many other operations we can do in subtractive manufacturing. Okay, but additive manufacturing create a model which can be held by hand in literal senses by adding material to the object. Okay.
Tell me.
Sorry.
Tell me additive manufacturing.
Sorry.
I will return. Tell me additive manufacturing.
Additive manufacturing, na? So that I
Yeah.
told. Additive manufacturing creates a model which can be held by hand in the literal senses by adding the material to the object. See, in 3D printing, what is going to do? We have nothing. We have only 3D part in our different extension into the system. But now we have to print a physical model. Okay, but we have nothing. We have only the material. So what is the process? Basically, we have to take the material, we have to melt it, and layer by layer we have to add the material to build that part. Okay. Additive manufacturing builds up component layer by layer using material which are available. Now we have 2 types of material, that is basically powder, and the second is filament, which I show you into the screen. That is filament. They are using PLA, the previous one. This material bundle is known as filament. Okay, and different type of 3D printer using powder also. In the filament, they're generally using PLA. That PLA is going to be melt, and then it is added by layer to build a part. Okay.
Yeah.
In this, so what we require, it is also known as design driven manufacturing. Means first we have to create a 3D part in a soft copy, like in any other software, that is known as design. And then from the design, with the help of that design, we are going to print it. That is basically known as also design driven manufacturing, where design determines the production and not the other way around. Okay. There is no other method available apart designing. So for 3D printing, we know designing also. We have to know. So why we are using 3D printing? Why it's necessary? See, I told you from the beginning, it is a start from 1984 when physical 3D model are going to print. Okay. So it is developed by Charles Hull. I show you written in the paint if something is the. It is started at 1984 when it is developed, the 3D printing. Okay. And the developer name is Charles Hull. Okay. That time, this manufacturing is known as stereolithography. Stereolithography. Okay. That's why we are using its extension in 3D printing. So what type of extension is name? It is also there .stl. Okay, that is basically stereolithography part. This text we are going to use in 3D printing. Okay. Now we are using some other techniques also. The name I told you here, that is our FDM, fused deposition. Modeling. This is known as FDM. Okay. And some other technology, it means we have here selective laser sintering. This is known as SF. Okay. Generally nowadays, this three type of techniques we are using in it. Stereolithography, fused deposition modeling, selective laser sintering. For that, we have multiple type of printers also there. Okay. Then after that, what happened in 1993? You know about the name of the college that is known as MIT. This college is going to start this 3D printing part. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, 1993. 1993, MIT is starting going to print it. 3D printing. This college gives the name here, three-dimensional printing technique. Three-dimensional printing techniques. Okay, started this one. Then we have 3 major printer we are going to use in it at that time. I give the name. The first one is we are using Genesis from started. Second, use the Actua 2100 from 3D system. Okay, and the third one is Z402 from Z Corporation. There are 3 companies started, 3D Systems and the Z Corporation, which install these techniques to print the 3D printer. So sorry, print the models into physical format. Okay, Z Corporation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, after that, in 1995, 2005, what happened? This Z Corporation is launches a new product. Okay, that time name is Spectrum Z510. This is going to be produced in 2005 by Z Corporation. Okay, it is basically first high definition color 3D printer. This one, high definition color 3D printer is this. Okay, after that, day by day, the technology is going to be enhanced and creating more type of 3D printers, 3D printing techniques. Okay, the 3D printing technology is still evolving and now has successfully penetrated several fields owing its diverse practical applications. Okay, right now in all fields, the 3D printing are there. Wherever we require a prototype or a single part, we go for 3D printing. Otherwise, we have other techniques also like molding. With the help of core cavity, we can create the mold for any part, but it is costly. Okay, if you want only single part for the prototype, we are not going to create its mold. Okay, for a single part, generally we are not going with that. So what we do, we are going to the companies like right now here in the Noida sector, the HP company is there. So HP having bigger 3D printers right now. Okay, the values in of the 3D printer is in crore. The part is created into 10 minutes only. So the technique is using powder base. Okay. For see the finishing layer by layer, the finishing is not enough. That's why powder is there to create the 3D print, to create the 3D part. Okay. Now I'm showing you that what is the procedure of 3D printing now. What we need, what we have to do, take the steps first. Huh? We go for first step. First step is we have to create the 3D model first. In any software, 3D model, you can say 3D CAD model. This is more efficient to see. Okay. Second, we have to convert that model. That means conversion into printer readable format. Okay, that is conversion into the printer readable format means which type of printer you are using, what is the importing extensions are there into that printer, that is we are going to convert, okay, from your software which you are using to build a 3D model, 3D CAD model. Okay, then third step is selecting a suitable printer for it. Suitable printer for that type of printing. Okay, we have to find out which printer is going to be print properly, which type of techniques we are going to use. Then slicing your model. Model into layers. Okay, that is our fourth step. Fifth step is we have to generate the G code file. What is G code file? This is the extension for 3D printer. See, this is conversion is basically for the software we are using for 3D printing. This file is for 3D printer, which is going to print by this file. Okay, the two different files are there. The sixth step is now we are going to 3D printing. Okay, the other steps you can type in steps for 3D printing. Okay, and now here we have two things. So first is you can, if you have physical model, you can go for scan the part or create the part. Two things are there. Okay, if you don't know about any 3D CAD modeling software, so we have to go for scan the part. If you know, then we have to create the part. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can write. We are going for the deep discussion into the application of 3D printing, but right now you have to write how many applications are there where we are using the 3D printing part. Okay, please write it. I'm showing here application. So how many applications are there where we are using these kind of 3D printers for making the part? Okay, the first is in product formation. Any kind of product formation. Okay. Second is where we are using it, medical field. Third is using by architects. See, you are saying go to any company like construction company, and then you are saying into the reception area there is a prototype 3D model will be created, which is going to be created by themselves. Okay, so that particular prototyping is created through 3D printing nowadays. Okay, that plan, that complete 3D modeling of the buildings we can create through 3D models nowadays. This is by using architects. Then we have using entertainment. Many entertainment companies are using 3D printer for creating the different kinds of parts. Okay, that we are talking about later. But right now you type the applications first. You write the application. Entertainment companies. Fifth one is concept modeling. What is concept modeling? Any idea?
Concept modeling.
Concept modeling, yes. What is that?
No idea.
No idea. See, concept modeling is basically what? When we are going to build a new part. Okay, you are the creator of that part. Means it is your concept. See, now we can create like this. See, all the parts generally we are already created. Like if you're talking about the mobile, okay, the different shape you are going to create. Okay, that particular part we are going to create a 3D CAD model, modeling software, and when we are going to print it. So whenever you are creating a new thing, that is known as concept modeling. Okay, for that we are not taking enough expenses there for manufacturing in it. So that what we are using 3D printing. Okay, so that is not necessary to purchase a 3D printing also. There are multiple companies are there nowadays which having multiple 3D printers are there, which give you your part in a physical format within a 2 hours, within a 1 hour. See, sometimes we are using powder modeling now, that will take 1 day because we have to not going to change the shape. That's why we need to take 12 hours to 24 hours to set it. Okay. So that is basically concept modeling. Then any end user part. This is basically already developed part, end user part. And in many companies we have the part is there, they have to print it only. So that companies also use 3D printing. Okay. Then nowadays you can see jewelry by 3D printing. Many rings, necklaces are created through 3D printing. Okay. These are the applications where generally 3D printing are using nowadays. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Please note it down.
Yeah, written.
Done. Okay. Now we're talking about how many file formats are there. Okay. So please note it down. There are multiple file formats, right? So first is I told you STL, .stl file. We have the option, we have .obj, .obj file. We can import the 3D printing, .ztl. Okay, .iges. .mb we can open. .max file. Okay, .3ds file we can open and print. G-code file. Okay, so multiple file formats are there. Okay. So generally we are using STL file. what is STL file basically? How it mean by? Just suppose we have one part. See, suppose I have a solid block. Okay. Now we need to print. See, you are creating to SolidWorks. Let's suppose I'm taking this value 5 by 10. This is the block. And now you are creating into SolidWorks and give its height. See, this is a 3D model, suppose, and its height is also 10 mm. And now you have to print into the 3D printing. So from SolidWorks, if I'm talking about, you are creating into the SolidWorks. Okay. Now what we need to do from SolidWorks, you get the 3D model. Okay. Now we have to save this file. Save. So generally we get .sldprt file. Yes.
Yeah.
From SolidWorks we get this part. But what you need to do, we have to go to save as. Now we need to change the extension into .htl file. This option is available into the SolidWorks or any 3D modeling software. Okay. Now we are going to do that. Now build the STL file. Then I show you what is the STL file exactly. Okay. Let's suppose we are opening the SolidWorks. Now I'm going to create one part that is 5 by 10. And we have to convert that file into STL. You know SolidWorks, na?
Yeah.
Okay. Just we have to go for one part. That is 5 mm. 10 mm. Now give it 3D and take it 5 mm. Okay, this is a block, suppose, and we need to print this. Generally, we are going to save this file. So when we are going to save it, this gives you the .sldprt file. See, I show you in the save as. It gives you the .prt or sldprt file. Yes.
Yeah.
Now we need to save this file. Suppose I'm giving this name block, and we need to save this file into STL. Just go down into the save as type, and here you can see multiple file formats are there. We have to choose STL from here. Okay, and save this file. See, it shows you 12 triangles are created. The file says is 684, and it is saved into this address. You want to save this? Yes. See, you want selected bodies or all. Right now we have only single body, so take all bodies and click on OK. Now this file is going to save into STL. Now we need to see that file. Now close this. I'm not saving this file.
Again, it was open SolidWorks or not?
Sorry?
Hello?
Yes.
If again that file open in SolidWorks means it open or not?
It will open now. See, I'm doing the same thing. See, I'm going to open that STL file now. So
But
now
you can change the format STL, but SolidWorks format another extension file. So how to open?
Just you have to click on the open and see the block file is here. This
No,
is,
no, I have to, again SolidWorks. I open that file format.
I'm not getting you. You want to open that STL file into SolidWorks, na?
Yeah.
So I'm doing the same thing, na? See, that file I closed. Okay, now we are going to open that STL file. Okay, not the SLDPRT file.
I want, if I want to work in SolidWorks means again to change the extension file name. If I any edit to the 3D model means if again I open to change the format.
You can open and again you can change. If you have separate file, suppose I have one SolidWorks file here. See, this is the SolidWorks file. This is a pipe file. This is a SolidWorks file. Okay.
Okay.
SolidWorks file. Now you need, this is already saved in SolidWorks SLDPRT. Now we need to save this file into STL. So you have to go to save as, and you can change this extension to STL or any other format you can. See, IGS also we can open, step also we can open, so we can take that file also. Now this time we are selecting this one and the pipe file save as STL. Okay, see, it will create 4004 triangles. What is mean by the triangle? See, STL file is basically the SolidWorks part file is converted into surface file. Okay, the surface is created through triangles. More triangles means the smoothen file. Okay, so it will create by default here. Now I need to open the STL file. See, this is the normal file. Here we have multiple operations to create this one. Now close it. Now we have to open the same file into STL one. Open. Now pipe IGS, we have pipe STL. Now we need to open it. See, this is your STL file. It is converted into kind of triangles. It is a surface file right now. See, here also to create triangles in thickness part also. Okay.
Yeah.
4000 triangles is created in it so that it is smoothened. If it is converted,
if any edit means it can edit this one, yeah.
If you want to add it here, no, we can't add it. See, there is nothing. We have only opened the graphics.
Okay.
The converted file, na? In this file, we can't edit. It is a surface file now. It is converted into surface. Okay.
Okay.
So no need to change and no need to edit here. If you want to edit, you have to go to the SolidWorks part file. There you can edit and save as again to STL. Okay. This is the manual file now. We can't edit it. Now I want to show you that actual the block we are opening now. Now block in the STL, you can see here. See, this is also converted into triangles.
Yeah.
So 12 triangles are there to build this. So we are going to save this file into STL. Now after that, we can use this particular part into our 3D printing software like Revit Host. Okay, multiple softwares are also there. The Ultimaker is there. Okay, so multiple softwares are also there. So we are learning Revit Host to print it. Cura software is there. Ultimaker is there. This Revit Host is there to print the 3D printing. Okay. Now you have idea what is 3D printing. What are the fields where we are using 3D printing? Which type of CAD models we are using to 3D printing?
Yeah.
See, from SolidWorks, if you have suppose architecture software, like suppose Revit file. Let's see, I have Revit in it or not. Now suppose we have one house model, okay, room model, and we want to print it. Okay, now I show you one office model here, and then we are going to print that file. So we need to convert into some extension. Now see, there is a STL file format is there or not. Now we are opening one file of SketchUp. This is not necessary to create the file from SolidWorks only. Okay, we have multiple softwares are there. See, this is one room model type, office building. I show you this. Now you have to print this one. We have to print the wall portion only, or all the files. So let's see the file extension is there or not. STL is there or not, or we have to choose any other extension. So there are multiple 3D modeling software, not only for mechanical, it is available for civil also, architectural also. Okay. Now you can see this is a 3D model type. Now you need to print. Here we have office tables, you have to print office table only. Okay, this type of portion we want to print. So first, this is the SketchUp file. This is not available extension into the 3D printing. So just we have to go to file, save as. So let's see, here we have how many portion. Only SketchUp file is there. Okay, so from this one we can't create any type of model extension that will be open to 3D printing. So what we need to do? So here we have multiple, Google also. So we can convert this Google file. From the Google, we can convert this file into STL or any OBJ file, or you can open this file into 3ds Max or Revit Architecture. Then there you can change this model type. Now see, I'm going to Google and let's see, here we have option escape file to OBJ. See, here we have option into Google. You can convert SketchUp file .skp to your OBJ, and OBJ is available into 3D printing. Yes, so you can open and convert online also. So we have online tools also to convert in your extension. Clear?
We can use online, huh?
Sorry?
We can use online that converter. Huh?
Yes, the online converter is there. See, in SketchUp, we have only SketchUp extension .skp. So we can't convert that file from SketchUp. So what we can do, we can use online converter. See, any converter we have any convert con.com we have the converter which is convert this SketchUp file to OBJ. And now you can check in your notes .obj is there to print. Yes. See in the notes .obj file is there or not?
Yeah.
Format. So now we can print that file also. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
If you have any doubt, you can ask me.
Change the OBJ file, we can only use the SDL file. Yeah? Why we can change into OBJ file? We can use the SDL file to change the 3D printing.
Which file?
You can audible or not?
Yeah, audible. Tell me.
OBJ file, why we can use to change it? We can use SDL file to 3D printing is simply to save us change it. Yeah?
That is possible, but see, I'm using SketchUp suppose, and I create a model in SketchUp. So direct SketchUp file is not being printed by 3D printer. Okay, so we have to convert into any other format which are generally used into the 3D printing. Okay, then we go for OBJ converter. Now we are going to convert that SketchUp file into an OBJ. Otherwise, see, this is from architectural. If you are from mechanical, so you are going to save your file and in SolidWorks, Creo, CATIA, NX, any 3D software, you can direct save into STL, and then you can open into 3D printing. Okay.
Yeah.
I show you that if you are using that software which is not compatible with 3D printing, but we can convert that file also into 3D printing format by using online converter. Okay. Now you need to find out on Google first, or we can do both. What the applications are there, na? You can see that portion in theory basically. Like screen is visible, na?
Yeah.
No, if you have to find out 3D printing in medical. So what kind of parts we can create in it? Can see into the images. See, you can create these type of parts, that automatic hand, okay, or you can use any type of organ. Okay, in the medical field, when the professors are going to teach the students, na, so you need the skeleton. So you can create all the skeleton parts in this for reading purpose. Okay, see, heart shape also to create. So that in medical field, 3D printing can build all type of things. Okay, see. These are the examples for your 3D printing in medical field. Okay. Any virtual thing you can create in it. Arms you can create. This is 5-way 3D printing in medical field. What is the type of heart, where the walls are being created. So any visibility purpose, we are using 3D printing in the medical science. See, in the skeleton, you can see for the training module, you can create all things. Similarly, even talking about architectural field, you can type here architectural and construction. See, this type of building structure, what is going to be created into real. So it will create into the prototype. Nowadays, see, this is a prototype of a 3D printing of a building plan. But if we were to construct actual 3D, actual building, now it is possible. China has created a 3D house, 3D printing house already. See, this is through 3D printing. You can see the largest 3D printing model. In Dubai also it is created. Okay. So 3D printing is widely used. See, kind of 3D parts you can create. See, structures, it is directly not easily possible. So it is getting through 3D printing. See, this kind of file. It is known as 3D printing also. So we have various types of 3D printing, which are widely used into the different fields. Now, next application is, tell me. First is medical, the second is architectural, then any kind of part you want to create, that is end user part. You can see for end user what we can do into the 3D printing for the revolution. See, any kind of part. This is all in 3D printing. Different parts we can print. See, sculpture also we can print. Face modeling we can do with the 3D printing. Nowadays, somewhere the 3D printing parts are being used, not as a prototype, as an actual part it is used. Okay, before some years ago, it is used for prototyping only because the strength is not there. But nowadays the strength is there, so you can use 3D printing part directly. Like I'm also created some part for the helmet for 3D printing. Okay, the 3D printing. Now, if you want to create something new, okay, so 3D printing in concept modeling. See, any type of new concept you want to build it, na? So we are going to create into the 3D printing, in the software first, and then we can create a prototype of that model, and then we'll see it is properly working or not. Now, see, this is architectural model. This is conceptual. It is not available actually, but you have to try to build it. We have to build that part. See, this is some part of the 3D printing. With the help of 3D printing, we create this high rock furniture. This is built from 3D printing. This kind of chairs is with 3D printing. Okay. So we can do all type of, see, this is automobile industry we are using. The frame for the car body used in 3D, create from 3D printing. Okay, that is known as conceptual modeling, which are basically the evolution in the market. Clear?
Yeah.
So these all type of applications of 3D printing. Now you can read more about the 3D printing part. Okay. From tomorrow, we are going to start learning about the techniques of the 3D printing. What are the techniques are used in 3D printing? Then we go for the software Revit host. Okay. Then in the last, I'll show you 3D printer also. What are the settings to build in the 3D printing that I can show into the 3D printer also. Okay. Now, please learn about 3D printing. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I'm here. Clear?
Yeah.